not really, not let us say, I should not be part of, or I should not consider myself that I am part of any activities that I do in my life. Then you can say, how is it possible? Possible is because of the association with the Linga Sarira. We all work and try to take the sense of ownership. Whenever you can see the person, a common person, especially a worker, ordinary worker, the one actually who works physically a lot, that person does not claim much that I am worker or I have done this, I have done that. Whereas the one who is architect or the contractor who makes everybody to work, or engineer, that fellow takes the credit. Have you not observed? While passing by, this building done by me. What did you do? Gave the sketch, okay? Or once in a while you have come to see. That's all. But really who worked? Who really spent their, tears and of course blood and sweat? It is the worker. So worker never claims. Why? Because the worker's mind is not that much connected with the intellect. Can you see this point? So here, as we look at our life, the karma happens, the action happens. But because of the association with our intellect, with our instead of intellect, with our subtle body, the sense of doership and the sense of enjoyership becomes inevitable. In fact, because of the sense of enjoyership, sense of doership comes. That we have seen in many occasions. And these are the called upadhi job, not mind job. So what I should do here to understand is, as I at least able to see the difference between my projected dream and me after waking up, so also I should be able to see the difference between me and my work. If not that time, at least after some time. That's why we say very nicely, before going to bed, spend some time to dissociate yourself. Sometimes we do prescribe, we do highlight, that maintain a notebook. Just keep writing what you have done in the whole day. It's a good habit, but remember, while writing, make sure nobody should be able to understand, including yourself, okay? So you have to write in such a language, nobody should be able to understand, including yourself. Imagine, if you write something and somebody reads, so you are finished. So that will be much more complicated. Till you have that sort of strength, okay? Till you have that sort of transparency in you and with others. This is my request, or else I will have problem in my life, okay? So, what I am highlighting here is, here, learning to see how the intellect works. Because it's very rare that we never see our way of working. We never do the assessment of functioning. We do all sort of assessment with reference to others' function. Just ask yourself, when did you do the last assessment of your functioning? especially with reference to a situation, with reference to a person, with reference to a series of situations, or with reference to few people, or let us say for 1 month at least, 2 months, 3 months. Generally, we don't do assessment for ourselves. Because unless and until there is some type of assessment time to time with reference to my intellectual, my way of functioning, my way of responding, I will not be able to find out how my mind is working. Because always I think that is me. Can you see this point? We say beautifully. Just observe this point. Today morning I was thinking, but I was trying to write. Then after that I said, no, let me leave it. To grow in life, there is only one thing required. That is called effort. To achieve anything and everything, there is only one thing required. That is called effort. And God has given to all of us this capability to put effort. But we do not put it. And whenever we put effort, all our effort is calculated based on our target. And of course, when our effort is only directed towards the target, 50-50. 50% we may achieve, 50% we may not achieve. Let us assume 50-50. Sometimes 60-40, 70-30, that is another point, okay? 50-50. But if we don't put effort, 100% failure. Can you see this point? But we never look at that aspect. If I put effort, only 50-50. That's why what happens to all of us? While putting effort, there is a chance of 50% achieving. But if we don't put effort, 0. But in that 50%, there are a lot of conditionings. So what are the conditionings? First is target. So with reference to target, there is fear. There is attachment. There is greed and laziness. So because of these 4 factors, now this 50% again is being reduced. Can you see this point? Technically 50% possibility is there. This 50% again is being reduced because of these 4 factors: fear, attachment, greed and laziness. Depends upon how it varies time to time, place to place, person to person. So when this way it differs, it varies, then what happens to all of us? The effort that we put, it gets diluted or it stops. If we look at a river, that's why sadhus, the ashrams, most of the time is being built on the bank of a river. If we observe a river, the water in river, does it fear? Is there any fear? Is there any greed? Is there any attachment? That the water comes to know there is a bond, so now they are stopping me, so I don't think I can go down. The water keeps putting effort. Finally what happens? Even if they make a bond, they make a dam, they have to give away the water to go out. That's why the river keeps flowing. So in our life, when something somewhere goes wrong, first thing happens is we stop putting effort. Remember, the job of life is, in fact, other name of the life is, keep putting effort. As long as my body is pumping, okay, you understand? That long alive, you understand? If it stops pumping, will I be alive? Technically what we say, as long as there is push and pull between prana and apana. Viveka Chudamani, okay? Refer. Because I think most of you have attended. As long as there is push and pull with reference to this prana and apana, that long I am alive. The day both of them agree or disagree, both way, okay? That time I am out. So all these things are the job of Linga Sarira. And remember, this is Sukshma Sarira or Linga Sarira need to be improved. This is not in the verse, I am just stretching because I stretch a little bit. Because first understand what is Sukshma Sarira. Understanding Sukshma Sarira, then try to improve it. Because only an improved Sukshma Sarira will be useful for oneself and useful for the society. Can you see this point? Because what we do today, tomorrow we'll get back. Many people ask me this question. Sometimes also I had asked in my childhood. Why that person gets, why not me? Because he had done something before. Why I am in different shape? Why I am in trouble? Because I had done something wrong. So what I do, that I only get back in my life. So that's why my job is to make sure that this antakarana, or here is mainly called Sukshma Sarira, has to be as fine as possible. Let us look at the next. Sarva Vyaputi Karanam Lingam Idam Satchidatmanah Punsam Vasyadhikamiva Takshna Tene Vatma Bhavatya Sangoyam. Says beautifully, if we try to look at Idam Lingam, this subtle body is called Sarva Vyaputi Karanam. When it is Sarva Vyaputi Karanam, instrument is a Karanam, instrument for all activities. And of course, for what? For whom? Of this Chidatmana Punshaha, the absolute Atma that is in me, the Purusha. So Linga Sariram becomes the instrument through which it expresses. How? He just beautiful example. Basyadikam Iva. So if you look at a carpenter, so how he has got his own instrument, chisel, hammer, many things to bring out, to do his job. Different tools, for small hole, small one, big hole, big, a lot of things that they have. So also, its meaning has got such a beautiful Linga Sarira as an instrument to do many things. But remember, because how this Vasyadikam Iva Takshana, he says Tena Iva, for the same way, Atma Bhavati Ayam Asangaha. So when this carpenter uses and starts, hitting, let us say one instrument holds and with the hammer hits. Now what happens? To do something, all this thing happen. Does the carpenter says, hey, look, I am hitting one instrument with another? Because instruments are being used. But what happens in me? When a decision affects, one instrument starts hitting. When instrument, let us say called decision making process, affects my love and affection. One part of emotion, okay? In a given situation, I have to decide something where my love and affection is being challenged. Now what happens to me? I am hitting myself. You understand? People cry. So there what happens? I look at all these instruments as me. Imagine if this carpenter while hitting says, oh, I am hitting. Can that carpenter bring out anything? Can he do anything? So also me has got a different facets, different aspects in me. And me being asangaha, me being unattached, must allow my faculty to continue in keeping with the situation. That's why discipline and other factors. Then only what happens? Everything will happen, and in the process I will discover more and more I am unattached. That's why we say, if I cannot be unattached, let me continue being attached. If I cannot be unattached, let me continue being attached. So if I continue being attached, at least I will get left, right, wake up. There is a possibility. Whereas if I don't do unattached, neither I am able to do anything. What will happen? Only I will be mentally attached, and I will be critical of me and critical of others. So that person becomes critical of one's own self, and of course becomes critical of others. Generally, when person is critical of one's own self, cannot express or does not know, this comes out being critical of others. So when a person becomes critical of others, that means the person is not able to do being attached, not also able to be unattached. And this is a very bad state of affairs. And most of the time, people go through this and what we call as this personal conflict. And this personal conflict, unless it is being handled, so in this way we say better to involve being attached if you can unattach yourself. That's why karma yoga comes. Through the karma yoga, you manage. If you not karma yoga, don't worry, life will teach you, okay? If you have little shraddha with reference to relationship. If you don't have shraddha with reference to relationship, of course don't worry, nothing you will learn in life. However, let us look at the next verse, okay? We are supposed to go ahead, okay? Andhatva mandatva patutva dharma Saugunya vaigunya vasadhi chakshusha Badhirya mukatva mukhastatheva Shrutradi dharma natu veturatmanah. So this is a very nice verse. Many times, first line they quote, Andhatva mandatva paruta dharmaha saugunya vaigunya vasyadi chakshusha. This much they bring it. Very nicely. Because this is nice to hear, okay? So he says, Andhatva mandatva patutva dharmaha. So andhatva means blindness. Mandatva, seeing things very dull way. Patutva, very sharp. All these conditions are what? Says it, Saigunya Vaigunya Vasat. This is the defect of, you can say Saigunya, it is either it is a good fitness or it is a defect. Related to whom? Chakshushaha, related to the eyes. Same thing also he says, Badhirya Mukhyato Mukhaha. So either you are deafness, muteness, or talking a lot. All these things related to what? Mouth, ear, all these conditionings to all other sense organs. But remember, this is not to vettu atmanaha. It is not related to one's own self. But what happens to me? I am deaf, I am dumb. Sometimes in the name of silence, I am silent. All these things are related to what? These are the dharma. Dharma means attribute, conditions to all my sense organs. But what happens to me? I think this is my part of me. If you observe this point, I because I look at things little differently, this is what I do it. Very nicely, because I was watching Mahabharata, one incident I remember. That in Mahabharata is much more painful than Ramayana. In Ramayana, Lord Rama went through only 12 years exile. Whereas in Mahabharata, they went through 12-year exile plus 1 year called unknown exile. Ajnatavasam, we say. Incognito. Thank you. Incognito. And if they are being caught any day, again they have to go through 12 years plus 1 year. What a condition. Why? The best part is, when you go through exile, it's not a big thing. Where in fact you can strengthen your subtle body and physical body. The fear, like Rama, could win over many things. Because when you are in exile, you really, either you die or you become really powerful, both physically, mentally. But you may not be able to see the limitation of yourself. The ego part. Whereas in incognito, your ego will not work. Suppose you are such and such person, you have to remain 1 year. You have to manage. Somebody will humiliate you. It is exactly, for example, you can see, I see this point, I remember one of the Indian cricketer went to overseas, I don't want to name the person, because in India, cricketer, they are called God. So wherever they move, those days, now these things have gone down, but to my knowledge, I don't know, okay? So wherever they go, everything they get, okay? Free, everything is, no, they are the king, real kings. This fellow went overseas. Nobody cares, nobody bothers. He tried to complain. Nobody recognizes, nobody. Who will bother? In Europe, people will be interested in soccer player, not in cricket player, okay? And of course, the same soccer player comes to India, nobody will bother, okay? Who are you? So, what I am trying to highlight is incognito. you have to live in such a way that all your ego or what you think about yourself or what is your strength point has to be sacrificed first. Can you see this point? Means what is your the value, the core value of you, that has to kept suppressed. How difficult is it? For example, let us say me, if I have to go for income, my core value is to talk, okay? Now I have to keep quiet. And also somebody discusses about my favorite topic, especially Mahatma Gandhi. That time also I have to keep quiet. You understand? So I have to behave as though I don't know anything. It's not a joke. You understand what I'm trying to say? About Shastra I can keep quiet, okay? Joke apart. So in Mahabharata, so when these 6 of them, that too in a group, it's not one person can manage a group, is not a joke. So this incognitive time made them so strong, that's why they could stand. That's why you can see in Ramayana case, after war, Rama did not lose anything. In fact, they came only 3, while going back he got bored. You understand? He, his brother and wife, 3 only came. While going back he got Hanuman, he got so many things, okay? Whereas in Mahabharata, they lost many things. In fact, whole Kuru clan, except 5 people. Remember, except 5 people, 5 men, all of them were killed. Including a small baby who was in the fetus, was in the mother's womb, who was the last lineage thread. That fellow also was killed. Okay, luckily, Sri Krishna was involved and he brought him back in different way. That is another point altogether. That was his standpoint. What I am highlighting here is understanding all this subtle body as different from you. Sometimes incognitive mode is really good. That's why in India, all the acharyas generally goes for Chaturmasya Vratam. This is one of the reasons. And when they do this Chaturmasya, it was 4 months, now it has become 2 months. So they will say Paksha vai Masam. So that's why they have reduced to 2 months, okay? Paksha means fortnight becomes Masam, month. So 4 fortnights, okay, becomes 2 months nowadays. So after some time they will say, no, so week becomes Masam, okay? 1 month. But interestingly, generally they don't stay in their own place. They will go to different place, different setup. But nowadays Acharya wherever goes, that setup becomes theirs, okay? That's another point, okay? Because whole group goes according to them. But the rule is, you are supposed to be there in somebody's setup. So when you are in somebody's setup, you have to continue teaching, you have to continue your work. All your rituals and everything you have to continue without disturbing them or going along with them. It is a big challenge. So there a person gets an opportunity that, do you know, how to continue without disturbing, without involving. That's why we had this point that every Acharya trains the next generation and retires. So far, to my understanding, only Sringeri is doing. Sringeri Shankar Math, is doing. All other, maximum of them, what they do, till the Acharya dies, nothing they do. Only when Acharya leaves the body, then there is a fight. Whether it's Puri, Dwaraka, don't ask me. And our Jyotirmath here, Jyotirmath and Dwaraka, there is one Sankaracharya. I'm talking Sankaramath. Puri, let us not. Only Sringeri has got really beautiful tradition so far. In fact, few years back, Sringeri Acharya trained, now he is training the next generation. And in the process now he is withdrawing, which is really good. So coming back, the whole process of my life is to engage, to make my Linga Sariram or Sukshma Sarira strong, useful, and in the process let me see or create distance between me and my Linga Sariram. Can you see this point? So whole sadhana is make it stronger, then see the difference. And of course that's why it is being taught. All these things are related to that, not to this thing. Why and how? Okay. Now let us look at this prana concept, okay? How it is, again he says, what about prana? Look. Uchvasa nisvasa vijrumbhanaksho prasyandana kramanadika kriya pranadi karmani vadanti tajñāः pranasya dharma vasana pipase. Says beautifully that tat jñāः, those who know, what they know, those who know about prana, what do they say? Prana adi karmani vadanti. What do they say? They say, look, uchvasa nisvasa vijrumbhanam kshut prasyandana adi utkarma adikaha. So a list. So uchvasa. So nisvasa. If uchvasa is exhalation, no, inhalation. Nisvasa is exhalation. Then of course vijrumbhanam, yani sneezing, prasyandana, also praspyandana, perspiring, all these things, utkramana, also vomiting or yawning also can be there also. All these things, kriya belongs to prana. We have seen 5 pranas activity, digestion also. So here he says, all these things activities related to prana. And who says? Those who know the prana. And interestingly he adds, they also say, don't worry. Also pranasya dharma what? Asana pipase. Because of the activities of the prana, you are hungry or you are thirsty. So that means hunger and thirst also belongs to what? Your prana. That's why whose prana is stronger, you will discover that person becomes more hungry. That's why during fever or when the body is not okay, you will not feel hungry. That's why prana determines the hunger. That's why as long as your hunger and the thirst is intact, you don't have to worry. So that's why here he says, all these things belongs to the prana, but not you. So that means again, learning to dissociate with the functioning with the body and mind. Let it happen. Let things continue. That's why you say that whole teaching is nothing but allowing to let it go, but while not stopping any activities. We love to let it go without putting any effort. You understand? So that time we allow to let it go when we are completely frustrated and hopeless. Can you see this point? When I am totally frustrated, hopeless, that time I do let it go. It is like exactly a child. Child loves chocolate. So while loving the chocolate, now discovers, especially in India or in summer, anywhere, any country, has kept the chocolate inside the pocket. Forgot, especially candy. Now, these ants have get in. When these ants have got in inside, now what poor fellow will do? Bring out the chocolate. Lot of ants tries to wash. First tries to remove, nothing happens, tries to wash. So along with the ant also this candy is also going away. Very angry, very upset, cursing himself or herself. Why did I keep? Why did I forget? Now while trying to clean, discovers it's very difficult to clean because these fellows have gone everywhere. So in the process discovers, in order to clean, he has to really, to get rid of all the chocolates, sorry, all the ants, he has to almost lose all the chocolate. What will do? The candy. Reluctantly will throw that candy in the dustbin. You understand? So when throws that candy in the dustbin, really the child allows, let it go, or out of frustration. That's why while putting, we look, what is happening? You understand in the dustbin, okay? And sometimes, you know, the smart children, they don't put on the dustbin, they keep it outside. Maybe this fellow, after all this water, they may go away, but discovers that fellows are dead inside, okay? Cannot do much. And in Indian case, we have another example. I cannot forget, with this I stop it. I don't know where they picked up. I have been also cheated in this way. In summer, because those days there was no fridge and all these things in the villages. And because you will be like, you know, having some, as for buttermilk, especially yogurt, very thick ones, okay? It was plentifully available whenever you go to somebody's house. Inevitably in summer there will be ant. And as a child, when we see the ant, we go crazy. So we create a lot of issues. Do you know? Anywhere in Orissa I have seen, I do not know other part of country, they will tell nicely. If you would eat by mistake one ant also, don't worry, you will be able to swim properly. How the ants swim easily? You may believe it or not, we will close the doors and drink. Because that time we will be struggling to swim, you understand? And especially in summer, we want to swim, you understand? So no problem, we have never complained. Close the doors, I have done, close the doors, drink. What I am highlighting here is, let it go, generally we do when we are helpless and hopeless. But here we have to allow this let it go when we are strong. Can you see this point? That is called maturity. And once that happens, we will see how it doesn't happen, which will be discussed tomorrow, called ego. How this ego plays the role and does not allow let it go to happen. We'll see tomorrow. Please close your eyes. पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति।